Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saieed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. So before we go any further, Real Talk Group of Company would like to extend a heartfelt condolences to the Bagwansing family and all the loved ones on the passing of Helen Bagwansing, known to her employees as Mrs. B. She passed away overnight after ailing for some time. So, to the Bagwansing family, from Real Talk Group of Company, condolences to the family. You know, it's sad, you know, when an icon passed away in Trinidad, how do we remember them? How do we remember them? By the good deeds? By the favors they do for citizens? By the charity they do? How do we remember them? How do we keep them in memory? And how do we keep their memories alive? How do we keep their memories alive? So viewers, you are viewing Real Talk with Saieed Ali. We are presently live on Synergy Network every Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. And we also have our rerun the next day from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So remember, viewers, you can interact with us live on our program. Our phone numbers are 238-6716. That's 238-6716. Feel free to call in to voice your concerns, voice your opinions on issues that is a matter to us as Trinbagonians. Remember, viewers, Real Talk Group is also offering you 4% on fixed deposits. Yes, 4%. Nowhere in Trinidad and Tobago, you're going to get 4% on a fixed deposit. Also, viewers, you can be a member of the Real Talk Credit Union Information. Open a savings account. Purchase shares. You never know, it will benefit you later on. You never know, it will benefit you later on. You never know, eh? So, just an update on our program tonight. Opposition MP Barry Padarat is sounding the alarm that the government intends to increase water rate by June 2024. Haven't I told you this? Haven't I told you this? I told you this. I've been telling you this. When electricity goes up in Trinidad and Tobago, WASA, because a little bird told me that Saieed, when T and Tech increase their electricity rates, WASA is going to increase their water rate also. I told you this. I have been singing this for you. Padarat cited a July 2023 report from Moody's which said a new electricity tariff regime with more cost-effective rates is scheduled to be published this fiscal year, followed by reversed water tariffs in fiscal 2024. So what are we going to do, viewers? More money coming out from your pocket now. More money. Say something. Side bashing? No, side and bashing. Side bringing the truth to you. The truth to you. So when you tell yourself, oh, we bashing, we're not bashing. We are trying to get better living condition. We are trying to get easier access to life's comforts in Trinidad. We are trying to get cost of living to go down for you. We are trying to get your road fixed. We are trying to get better schools. That is what we are trying here at Real Talk. But nevertheless, you know there's always the ones to say that you're bashing, and you're bashing, and you're bashing. Who is going to bash WASA now for increasing the rates? Who is going to bash T and Tech now for increasing the electricity rates? Not too long ago, we had a Venezuelan the whole of Trinidad and Tobago citizens was in an uproar. Now, nobody's in an uproar. How come? No social media posts, no talk show hosts, no radio, no media, no press, no nothing. Nobody's saying anything. 2386716. Feel free to call in, viewers. This is your program, you know. This is the program that actually gets things done in Trinidad, you know. Road, bridges. You know, I do apologize for last week. Gosh, I was under the weather. Believe me. Came back from Guyana sick. Dust, and more dust. Let me tell you something about Guyana. Guyana really developing, you know. Guyana really developing. I am proud of the president, the vice president, that the roads they're building, the houses they're building, mass development taking place throughout Guyana. I've been there. It's great. It's great. It's super great. The houses that they're building across there, believe me, it's better than Trinidad. Take what I'm telling you. It's better than Trinidad. I've been in touch with some businessmen in Guyana who watches my program in Guyana. Let me tell you something, a lot of Trinidadians will be moving from Trinidad to Guyana. Take what I'm telling you. You said the Guyanese came from Guyana to Trinidad to make a better life, just so we Trini would live here and go to Guyana. Because the life across there is going to be so good. Take what I'm telling you, so good. You know, we set up a company across there, we bought land, we have RealTalk equipment renting rental across there. Soon we're going to be establishing a finance company across there also. So RealTalk growing. So viewers, what do you have to say now that in 2024, which is almost 2 months from now, WASA is going to be increasing their water rate? What do you have to say now? Say something. I want to hear all you. What do you have to say? Nothing? Nothing? We uproaring for nothing. And time to uproar now. All you're not saying nothing. Nobody's saying anything. Nothing in printed press, nothing in news. Are we okay with it now? Are we okay with it now? Are we okay with the electricity rate going up and we can't say anything? Are we okay with WASA now? At the beginning of 2024, going to increase their price. Are we okay with it? Are we good with it? Yeah, we're good with it. In July 2023, reports from Moody which said a new electricity tariff regime with more cost-effective rates is scheduled to be published this fiscal year. A rating from Moody. More effective cost. What is effective cost? You will be paying almost 51% increase. And then it goes on to say, more cost effective. More cost effective. What does that mean? What does more cost effective means? We're going for a commercial break.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday. Realtalk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtalk Group of Companies building at number 14 Crony Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
So Trinidad and Tobago, cost-effective rates. What does that mean? Does that mean the rates goes up or the rates goes down? I want to hear from you tonight. They didn't say an expensive rate, you know. They said a more cost-effective rate. More cost-effective would tell me that it's going to be cheaper. A rate that we could manage. Not a rate that where you pay a 51% increase. Like I feel I went to school during the summer vacation time. More cost effective. Cheaper rate. So which means Moody would have been lying in 2023 then. I don't know, somebody said something. So would WASA use the same thing now? More cost-effective rates? And they're going to go from maybe 350, 400 to 500 and 600 per quarter? Is that more cost-effective? Trinidad and Tobago, you know what happened to us? We are in a position that we are so fed up that we intend to do absolutely nothing. That is where we have reached. Absolutely nothing. Nobody wants to protest. Nobody wants to speak up. Everybody just get up in the morning, you have a job to do. You get up, you shower, you eat, you take your taxi or your car, you go to work, you do your daily job, 5 o'clock reach, 4:30 reach, and you're back home. And we settles for that. That is what we settles for. But how can we hear your voice? How? How can one protest? How can we know when something is too high? How do we know, you know this, I can't buy this in the grocery. How do we protest against something that you don't want? By staying silent? No. You know why Real Talk? You know why Real Talk with Saieed Ali became the #1 program? Because we highlight the real issues that are facing us in Trinidad and Tobago. So before I go any further, I just want to highlight the Employee of the Month for Real Talk Group of Company. Real Talk Group of Company would like to thank Ravina Rampasad for her hard work and dedicating herself to her job. So from the management and staff of Real Talk Group of Company, we would like to thank Ravina Rampasad. She's not fired or anything, she's working. So she's going to be the Employee of the Month for the coming month. So viewers, congratulations to Ravina Rampasad from the Real Talk Group. You never know, Ravina might be traveling just now, you know, on behalf of our company. You never know. God has been good to me, I could be good to others. So, Prime Minister Dr. Kidrauli have stated that the government will ask the T&T Electricity Commission, T&TEC, and other public utility to put the real cost of their service and the subsidized cost that consumers pay on their bills. We need that. We need quality service. We want to know what we're paying for. The PM explained that a bill could have real cost of $15 alongside the consumer subsidized cost of $3. Listen to this.
We're going to talk to T&TEC and to the other utilities going forward that the real cost of these services must be put on the bill. And the subsidized cost that you pay must also be on the bill. So that you could see exactly what you're getting as against the old talk from people, some of them who know better. I will encourage you to rant and rave and misbehave. The real cost is $15, your cost $3. So you could see it, and then you have no excuse after that to be misled by people who would lead you astray.
Like our Prime Minister, even though I hit him 6 for 9 sometime, or hit him very hard, but he's actually making sense. When you give us a bill, put our cost. Put our cost. Commenting on the Regulated Industry Commission, RIC, recommended rate hike for T&TEC. He said the population would be encouraged to accept that yesterday is not today and it may not be tomorrow, and call on persons to accept the change. He added that there is still going to be a significant element of subsidy on an electricity in this country. Listen to the PM.
The population would be encouraged to accept that yesterday is not today, may not be tomorrow. There are changes, and the best thing we could do is to prepare ourselves, 1, to benefit from yesterday, 2, to make good decisions today, and 3, to be prepared for tomorrow. Those are the 3 steps that we have to do as individual citizens. I know some people like the 5 minutes of fame and wave a flag. I'm in defense of the downtrodden and whatnot. We arrive at this position in a civil way. An independent commission looked at it. There is still going to be a significant subsidy on electricity in this country. And to shout loudly and say, I'm not going to pay it, well, that's an option.
Now, I want the Prime Minister to understand something. Accepting changes is all well and good. Not when you're paying a light bill of $5,000 for 2 months and they come and say, you know what? We increased it by 51%. And then you have to pay $7,500 now. Look at the jump. I look like Mother Jack Big Son. I have to accept that. That's a $2,500 jump. Not a $500 jump or a $300 jump. So, Mr. Prime Minister, how are we to accept that? We, the citizens of our country, yes, we understand that there is a change. But look how much. Look how much. I pay an industrial rate and I'm up to 68%. Up to 68%. So my light bill for the last 2 months would have been $7,200. And I have to pay now a 68% hike. Or even a 51% hike. That's, you're adding on half of my light bill. So when I'm paying $7,200, right? Good. $7,200. And you add half of that. That's $3,500. So how much am I paying now? Not 10,000. 10,000, almost 300. Look at money. Look at that. So it will be nice for our loving Prime Minister to go to finance now, which is Klongenbut, the minister, and tell him to allocate money so the government ministries could pay their bills to TNTech. So we, the citizen, wouldn't have to bear this cost. Where are all the bashers tonight? Where are all the bashers tonight? How come all them basher now? Because very soon it will affect your pocket. Very, very soon. See if Jove can get on to Rajiv. So viewers, I want to try and get on to the supermarket president. But hopefully after 7:30, we want to see if we could get him on the line. I want to find out how the supermarket association is going to deal with this. An increase in product in the grocery. We're going to try and get him if he's available. We're going to hear what he has to say concerning this issue. It's a kind of on-the-spot thing, but nevertheless. The PM also noted that electricity in TNT is still among the cheapest. And there's still a cheap product for citizens, a cheap product. Now, if you imagine, you paying $1,000 light bill every 2 months and the government add on 51% of that. That's $500 more. That is $1,500 more to your bill. And is that cheap? You see, the Prime Minister don't want to pay a light bill. He don't. So everybody who rocking back now, and you want to blame side for bashing the government, rock back now and half of your salary going behind it now. You're paying $800 every 2 months. You're paying $1,200 now. I'll rock back and say something now. Say something. You know, I like to say nothing. And then when they go to the grocery now, you're paying $50 for cheese. All of a sudden now, you will have to pay what? $80 for cheese, $90 for cheese. Let's say something. I want to hear all you. I want to hear all you call in now and bash the program. Bash Saieed now. Say something. They're waiting to light up all you. Rowley said TNTech owes billions of dollars for the gas that it burns to provide electricity, and call on persons to stop pretending that this is the sky falling on our heads. He added that TNTech isn't able to pay for the gas it's burning, but the finance minister pays that. Hey, I'll listen to this and after we go talk.
In this country, I know it is quite normal for someone to say that doesn't matter. Right now, as I speak to you, electricity in this country is still among the cheapest, and it's still a cheap product to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. But the bottom line is, TNTech that sells you that electricity cannot pay for the gas. TNTech owes billions of dollars for the gas that it burns to provide the electricity. So let us stop pretending that is not so. And if we have to pay a little bit more, and I'm hoping it's a little bit more, stop pretending that this is the sky falling on our head. The gas, the price of the gas has gone up. The price of the gas is going up. And if TNTech is to keep providing us with a reliable service, and I'm sure every one of us wants a reliable service. We don't want a rolling blackout. We don't want inefficiencies where you can't get supply. All over this country, people are being provided with what I consider to be a good service from TNTech. But the circumstances are that TNTech is not able to pay for the gas that is burning. The Minister of Finance pays that. The ability of the Minister of Finance to pay it is also being reduced.
Is that our Prime Minister defending the Ministry of Finance from allocating money to pay TNTech that government office owes? Is that our Prime Minister defending Finance Ministry and trying to shift the blame now on the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago? You heard it for yourself. Call her good night.
Hello?
Go right ahead, you're live.
Hey, sure, it's me, Prem, man.
How you going, my friend?
I did, but the kind of thing I've seen going on here, like Israel is over here. God be with me, my Lord. You see the kind of thing going on in all them stations while I'm watching them, brother? We better be careful here, the strong. But anyway, let me say this rather say, Diwali coming up, brother, and Christmas coming, let me be safe, brother, and live with 1,000 years the master for we to live. Let me live with unity, we want love and respect one another, brother. We ain't reaching nowhere far with this kind of what's going on, brother.
Thank you, my friend.
Again tonight, welcome on here, man.
I'll check here, don't worry. So viewers, I want to let you listen to this one more time. Now understand this. Government office is owing TNTech millions of dollars in electricity that they used. Listen to how your Prime Minister is defending the money that government offices owes TNTech. Listen to this carefully. Derek, can I run that video one more time?
In this country, I know it is quite normal for someone to say that doesn't matter. Right now, as I speak to you, electricity in this country is still among the cheapest, and it's still a cheap product to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. But the bottom line is, TNTech that sells you that electricity cannot pay for the gas. TNTech owes billions of dollars for the gas that it burns to provide the electricity. So let us stop pretending that is not so. And if we have to pay a little bit more, and I'm hoping it's a little bit more, stop pretending that this is the sky falling on our head. The gas, the price of the gas has gone up. The price of the gas is going up. And if TNTech is to keep providing us with a reliable service, and I'm sure every one of us wants a reliable service. We don't want a rolling blackout. We don't want inefficiencies where you can't get supply. All over this country, people are being provided with what I consider to be a good service from TNTech. But the circumstances are that TNTech is not able to pay for the gas that is burning. The Minister of Finance pays that. The ability of the Minister of Finance to pay it is also being reduced.
Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed. There's your partner.
Go right ahead, my friend.
I hear the real vaccine program went on a boat cruise on the Coast Guard vessel.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear that is the number one item on the crime fighting strategy. You know,
yes.
He's going to go on the back of a national security vehicle, just like the president, and he's going up in the Gaza. And you know the third one, he's going to use the helicopter from the Air Guard to fly over the country. And his promotion for crime fighting going to be that. That is the number one strategy. But the most important thing I want to talk about is the fight he has with the DPP. He has not, and the TTPS has not resolved the issue. Up in Roselle, where them fellas was opening the matic while he was having a big meeting with all the big shot policemen in Napa. How far is the Roselle scenario from the present DPP office? The Prime Minister could mitigate threat, you know. But have the police go to that area, lock it down, remove all the guns, remove all the people who are potential risk to the DPP, and go to tell the DPP we cleanse the area. Because the vaccine vegan could probably gone because he has security detail morning, noon, and night. He has security detail on the boat cruise. But you know where he went with the boat cruise? I think he dropped off in Tobago for Juve. I go and have a nice night. That's cheap way to get to Tobago.
Thank you, my friend. So all I want to hear about Bacchanal now. It's Monday night. It's Mashup Monday. Listen this. The government will do what has to be done after a permanent secretary wrote to Finance Minister Klongenbut indicating that public servants back pay cannot be paid in December as the minister had promised. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley stated that the finance minister told Parliament that he'll find the money and take steps to ensure that the public servants are paid by Christmas. I'll listen to this now, man.
We have provided $1 billion in back pay for those 37,000 public sector workers who have accepted our offer of a 4% increase plus increase in some allowance. I am also giving today these 37,000 public sector workers an undertaking that all ministries and agencies involved will be provided with the necessary funds to pay this $1 billion in back pay by Christmas of 2023. And I am requesting all permanent secretaries and accounting officers, by way of this budget statement, to immediately start preparing the paperwork to achieve this Christmas deadline for this $1 billion in back pay payment. And they better do it too. They better do it.
And they better do it too. Watch me now. The Bacchanal now start. All I hear is ask if public servants won't get their back pay at the promised time. Rowley replied that there is a government in this country and they will do what has to be done, even though a permanent secretary said no. Listen to this.
The Minister of Finance comes to the Parliament and tells the Parliament that he will find the money and will take steps to ensure that public servants are paid by Christmas, by December. A PS is going to write the minister and tell the minister that that can't be done until next year, May? Well, they don't run this country. They never offered themselves for public service. And the cabinet will not tolerate that. I just told you. A PSA no. Next year, May might be earliest. There's a government in this country, right? And the government will do what has to be done.
All I hear the man says that government running the country. The government runs the country. So how the hell Minister of Security cannot put a clamp on crime in Trinidad? Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live, my friend.
Yeah, Mr. Saeed. You know, when you think about this, the Prime Minister talking about we have the cheapest cost of electricity in the Caribbean. In terms of what? In terms of what? Because when you look at the countries with reference to the electricity, you got customer service, you got prominent continuing service, you know, outages like what you have, you know. The next thing you're talking about is subsidy. You don't realize you take out the subsidy in gas, you take out the subsidy in this, you take out the subsidy in that, you take out the subsidy in that.
Everything.
And then now he's sharpening everybody with the electricity, and next thing they're coming up is water and property taxes for dwelling houses. So you see exactly what's going on? They take it out, and then they're putting it back. So we're getting it right through. And then you're talking about the other countries. Yes, it's low because the service is bad. The service not getting better than it's supposed to get. So you're going to pay for something that you can't get. And the Minister of Finance is doing them kind of things. So I don't know what's going on, man. It's real trouble.
Thank you, my friend. So hear this now, viewers. Rowley also spoke about a recent matter concerning the Registrar General office in Tobago, which involved an issue where someone decided not to take instructions from the Registrar General in Trinidad. He added that there are people in the political office in Tobago who are taking the position that there is some division between Tobago House of Assembly Executive Authority and the central government. He said that conversations is not confirmed or confined to the political voice, but was also finding itself gathering support from people who may be in office other than political office. Listen to this.
I think you're touching on a problem that exists. It's a fuzzy line between the political conversation and the administrative actions. There are people in political office in Tobago who are taking the position that there's some bruising dichotomy between the THA and its executive authority and the central government, and they're competing for Tobago. That conversation is not confined only to the political voices. It is finding itself garnering support from people who may be in office other than the political office. They may be in public office. And if that is so, and those persons think that they can be guided by that political narrative and act it out, then you could get problems like that.
Trinidad and Tobago, I tell you, sometimes you just have to listen these people in office talk and just leave them alone. Just leave them alone. Caller, good night.
It's me again, Shahid. I want to pay my respect to Bhagwan Singh that passed away this morning. Hello?
Yes, I listen here.
Good. I went by them. I went to plenty lighting up for them on Christmas, dressing up and things. It was a nice lady, and I'm sorry that I hear she passed away this morning. Also, Pennywise Dalby is a good one. Dr. Sumaru and Shah, KK. I want to pay respect to all of them.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
So Trinidad and Tobago, there are issues that it is so pressing that we the citizens don't even know how to deal with it. We don't. You feel that was a bacchanal? Now listen to this. Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hines stated that the fire and prison officers will soon receive $184 million in back pay during the Standing Finance Committee in response to question by MP Rodney Charles. I just read for you the Permanent Secretary telling Clongenberg that, hey, there is no way that this is going to happen. Hines said the back pay was in line with Finance Minister Clongenberg's announcement where union had settled with Chief Personnel Officer for a retroactive 4% rise. Listen to this.
The story is the same. It's the back pay. These organizations have settled their negotiations with the CPO, and they are now entitled, and as the Minister of Finance indicated rather accurately, they will be paid and paid promptly. Allocations for these in terms.
Trinidad and Tobago, who is lying? Who is lying? The PS is telling us, Colin, or Clong, or Imbut, this just can't happen. Imbut, I want to hear nothing. Imbut telling PS, I'll do all their work. So if the PSs and them doing their work and telling them, but this can't happen, the Prime Minister said, end the government running the country. Call a good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Yeah, this man Rowley running this country to the ground. He
running to the ground.
So like so, you know, when people retaliate, I hope he can take what he's dishing out, you know. Because
I hope
he's doing
so.
it nicely. He's doing it very nicely. But it seems as though he forgets, you know, like he was brought up in the same country too.
Yes.
He actually lived off of subsidies. Why are you taking it away from the people? That belongs to us. That don't belong to him. That's all I have to say. You know, he don't even know what it is he is doing. He needs to leave Parliament.
Is that bacchanal just now, you know?
He needs to leave Parliament. Everybody should be saying, this man, we don't want him here anymore. He ought to leave. Because he's the disgrace to our nation. The nation people is listening to him, confusing people and leaving people, you know, heartless.
Thank you, my friend.
Once upon a time, a man say, okay, you know, some things about the God, right? You know things about God. If it is that Jesus Christ could tell a man he's heartless and his sins remain the same, what he think will happen to him? What he's doing to his own people is the same black man. All right, have a good night, Saeed. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, my friend. Trinidad and Tobago. Call him Imbut, Clong Imbut, tell the PS. All they do all the job. The PS did their job, report back to Imbut, hey, this cannot happen. It just cannot happen. Hey, hear this now. Let me wait till Christmas and we're going to see what goodies is in the basket. Question on how many vacant posts existed in the prison service. Hines noted that the prison service has 4,271 posts, with 3,500 filled and 771 vacant. Listen to this.
The number of posts, 2,707. The number of posts filled, 2,319. The number of posts vacant, 388. Vacant posts with bodies, 268. Vacant posts without bodies, 120. Number of prison officers on the establishment, 4,271. Number of posts filled, 3,500 flat. Number of vacant posts, 771. Number of posts with bodies, 252. And without bodies, 519.
Now, viewers, Charles claimed that the prison service was in shambles, to which Hines reported that the prison service is not in shambles, as there are always room for improvement. Listen to this now, man.
The president of the Prison Association has said that the prison service is in shambles and neglected. And here you are telling us today it's an ongoing process. We'll take our time. We will appoint it in due course. And I'm asking still for the deadline, and you say you can't give a timeline. So I give up.
Now, the president of the association is entitled, in our democratic tradition, to speak. I am equally, as minister, entitled to speak. And I am now in a position to declare to you that the prison service is not in shambles. It is out there performing its role and its function to the people of Trinidad and Tobago as is expected.
So a clear answer is you are satisfied with the state of the prison services in Trinidad
say I was
as
satisfied.
It relates to vacancies.
I did not say I was satisfied. There's always room for improvement. What I have said and will restate is that it is not in shambles as you have second-handedly described it.
Hey, here's now one thing I love about Hines is that the man know how to speak. He know how to speak. Call a good night. We lost that. So Trinidad and Tobago. Anyone see this woman? Melissa, Narissa Mohammed. Narissa, you living, darling? You thought I forget you? No, I ain't forget you. I ain't forget you. There's still $10,000 on your head, Narissa, for this vehicle. I told you, and I told the general public when I light my light, I'll pick it up Rockwell vehicle. We picked up Rockwell vehicle. So Narissa, your turn is almost here. Almost here, Narissa. Don't beat up yourself. But I just want to say, on national television, when you hear bailiffs come to your house with documents from a company that is empty your house, you have a parlor running, they will empty your parlor. They will empty your house. They will take everything in your house. When you restock your parlor, they could empty your parlor again. When you furnish your house, they could empty your house again. You know why? Because you're owing. Because you're owing. Remember I said, as a man, don't wile up nobody, you know. I take my time and I just do my thing. One by one, they will get picked up. And me saying nothing. But it had to have your kids and them sleeping on a bag on the ground. It had. When a bailiff passed through. You know? I just educated you all, you know, the citizens. So we're moving on tonight. Call a good night.
Saeed, a pleasant good night.
To you, darling.
Saeed, I believe every word the permanent secretaries said.
I myself.
Rowley and Inbert and all of them is a compound waste of time. They've been lying for the past couple years. You don't know what to believe with these people. Right? What Hines knows about what's going on in the prisons. Hines has visited the prisons. Hines has gone on the boat. Hines has gone get a tan on the boat. Hines don't have no time with what go on in the prison. And he just like the commissioner of police. He take a paper and he read whatever they write on the paper they
Correct.
give him. He read it and look like a fool. Right? And
Yes.
constantly lying because All he knows is when his salary going in the bank. That is what they know, all of them. Because they don't have to go through what we are going through on the ground. Their salary ain't cutting. They pay no. I want them to show the man on the ground that they're paying an electricity bill, that they're paying a water bill.
Correct.
Right? Show us where all opposition and who in parliament now, that they are going through what the man on the ground going through. True. Show all your utility bills. And I want them show the property tax payment too. Be transparent, and then we will know what's going on in this place with the government, the opposition, and the man on the ground. Because nobody cares across the board. All of them living large, comfortable, money invested all over Saieed, their family fixed. The day they go out of office, everybody, both sides will be comfortable like that.
Correct.
Saieed, have a pleasant good night. Good night.
Same to you and the family, my dear. So Trinidad and Tobago, who got $55 million from the rental fee of the DPP's office? Who collected $55 million? Who collected that money? Attorney General Regional Armo ST have stated that the government ends its leasing of a building in East Port of Spain, of which it had spent $55 million in a plan to the house of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, which is the DPP. Bartara Sawa MP Saddam Hussein cited a $10.5 million allocation for 2024 for rent or lease of accommodation in the Attorney General's recurrent expenditure and asked for an update on the intended relocation of the DPP accommodation. The AG said the office of the DPP should be accommodated at the house premises and added that at the end of September 2023, the government terminated the lease after spending a total of $55 million. Listen to this.
The government has terminated the lease of the North Park Street building, which the DPP had agreed in 2014 to move to. After due consideration, I'm of the view that the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions could and should be accommodated at those premises. Accordingly, I urge you to kindly take steps to actualize my interest. That was September 22nd, 2014. At the end of September 2023, the government terminated that lease after having spent a total in rent, electricity bills, and renovations to introduce bulletproofing along the entire northeastern wall of the property at the request of the DPP after an expenditure of $55,551,443.93.
So the DPP requested the bulletproof. You heard what the AG said? The DPP requested the bulletproof. And in 2023, September, they terminated the contract. Who got $55 million? I want to know that? Listen to this video.
The lease on that building has been terminated because the DPP has refused to move into the building.
AG, can you indicate when the lease has been terminated, whether we had any additional monies to pay based on the termination of the lease?
I don't understand the question. Can you repeat, please?
Okay, let me ask you. Was the lease terminated prematurely?
No, in fact, the term of the lease had expired and it was running on a month-to-month basis, and it was terminated and we moved out at the end of September.
So, are there any plans for a new building?
Consideration is being given to temporary accommodation for some of the DPP staff who are going to be allocated by the GLSC. The DPP will remain at Winshaw Building, and additional staff hopefully will be relocated, and a consideration is being given to a site on which a proper building will be built out for a number of legal staff, and hopefully the DPP, if that is actualized, will agree to move there.
So Trinidad and Tobago, after spending 55 million goddamn taxpayers' dollars, they decide to move out. My question is, who inherited $55 million of taxpayers' dollars? Let me tell you something now, boy. Me was Kamala. I would have invited the FBI to come down and give us a report on that. All I want to hear what Munilal say, listen to this.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I first of all am not prepared to answer the question on the premise of scandalous. But I will say that it is the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago that assumed the responsibility at the invitation of the DPP in 2014 when he agreed to move into the building to renovate it at the cost which I have explained.
2014, you decide to move. $55 million spent, and then you don't want to move. Let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. The DPP should be held accountable for $55 million spent of taxpaying money to refurbish a building and then refuse to go. So viewers, we are out of time for tonight, but nevertheless, on another night, we're going to hear more of this DPP and $55 million that was spent by this government on a waste building. Until then, good night.